Hello everyone, Dr. Isha this side, your companion from TTC to pregnancy. This episode is special because it's about the woman who took the effort and support from gynecologist, fertility coach or naturally and got pregnant. So this one is for new moms, moms to be, and also for someone who is trying to be a mom. This one is about breastfeeding. Breastfeeding is natural, yes, but easy, not always. So that's why I'm excited to welcome a very special guest, Dr. Yashoti Agnihotri, a pediatric dentist, a lactation professional, and a mom of 2 years old. Welcome, Dr. Yashoti, and thank you for joining us. So, we are going to have an honest chat about breastfeeding, discovering myths, challenges, guilt, and guidance. So, let's dive in. So, Dr. Yashoti, let's start with the basics. Can you tell me what is the role of lactation counselor and when should a woman reach out to you?
A lactation counselor is somebody who supports mothers through their entire breastfeeding journey.
Right.
And the usually moms connect to a lactation counselor when they are already facing challenges
Yeah.
during breastfeeding.
Hmm.
But I would say the ideal time is right before giving birth.
Right.
Okay, preferably in the third trimester.
Hmm.
क्योंकि आप भी comfortable हो सकते हैं.
Yes.
You can have 1 or 2 sessions
Yeah.
जिसमें कि आप थोड़ा सा you can have a heart to heart. You can know somebody who is going to guide you for a very
Right.
long period of time.
Right.
So ideally, अगर आप third trimester में you can get engaged with somebody.
Hmm.
So that would be the best. So that starting से ही आपको एक proper support और guidance मिलता है.
Absolutely. And I feel ki if you have the clarity from the beginning, then the process also becomes easier.
Right.
Latch is a commonly discussed word during breastfeeding, but not many of the people know what a correct latch is. So, can you tell us, give an example, what a correct latch is during breastfeeding?
Sure, I'll show you with my models.
Sure.
See, this is a breast,
Right.
right? So the idea is that not just the nipple, but the
Hmm.
entire areola, that is the the dark part that you can
Yeah.
see around the nipple.
Right.
Entire areola should be going inside the nipple,
Hmm.
right? And this is the mouth. So
Okay.
the angle of the mouth होना चाहिए 110 to 140,
Okay.
right? So you can imagine how wide
Why
it
it is.
right? And chin is supposed to be tucked inside the breast.
Okay.
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 Rather than the nose. मतलब हमें
Right.
बेबी को इस तरीके से नहीं लाना है towards the breast.
Hmm.
एक एंगल पे लाना है.
Okay. Okay.
Mouth wide, chin is towards the breast,
Right.
and just take it like this.
Okay.
Okay. So that the lower part of the areola is completely inside the mouth.
Okay.
और upper से थोड़ा visibility रहता है.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
It's not like कि पूरा का पूरा
हाँ.
अंदर जाएगा. It is asymmetric latch.
Okay.
That is the ideal latch.
Okay. And this is for someone who is facing difficulty. So they should try this technique rather than going from the up section. They should go from the down.
You should position the baby such that the baby is coming, the chin is coming towards the breast first.
Okay. Understood.
हम generally इस तरीके से बच्चे को ले आते हैं. Chin should be coming first towards the breast.
Okay. And how soon this breastfeeding should begin? We know that, they say that there is a golden hour,
Right.
there is a colostrum. So can you tell me about it?
Yeah, definitely. See, breastfeeding should be initiated as soon as possible after the birth.
Okay.
The first hour after birth होता है उसको
Right.
हम golden hour कहते हैं, as you just said.
Yeah.
It is very important because the baby is very alert immediately after birth. So वो 1 घंटा बहुत critical होता है.
Okay.
उस टाइम पे जब हम breastfeeding establish कर देते हैं तो बच्चा एक अच्छा feed ले लेता है. Generally उसमें colostrum होता है.
Yes.
And then he just takes a nap.
Okay.
Okay. But generally when we miss out that time, the baby is थोड़ा सा lethargic और sleepy हो जाता है.
Okay.
So later on, it becomes very difficult to start with breastfeeding.
Right.
So
Right.
it is very critical to start breastfeeding during that first.
And is it also possible for mothers who have undergone C-section? Can they also, latch their babies during the first golden hour?
Absolutely. See, it is, definitely you need some support
Right.
to do that. And because you are going to be under pain and you have stitches and all those things. But
Yeah.
definitely with support, you can initiate breastfeeding immediately after.
Okay. And what about mothers whose feed doesn't come within that 1 hour? What should they do?
See, actually, we press the nipples a lot to check if the milk supply
Supply is
started.
coming. Yeah.
But the ideal thing is you let the baby attach first on the breast.
Okay.
Okay, the
Hmm.
body will respond.
Oxytocin.
Yeah, the body will respond to your baby's latch
Right.
rather than somebody tugging and pulling and pushing.
Of
Right.
course, I
So the
agree.
body is going to respond to the baby latching
Yeah.
rather than somebody else expressing. So it's
Right.
always ideal to let the baby latch.
Okay, okay. That is really helpful because I have seen, I have, gone through a delivery and mine was C-section. But the good thing was in my hospital, they brought the baby next to me and immediately, the breastfeed started coming out. So I never, honestly, I never faced any challenges with breastfeeding. So
That's
grateful
great.
for that.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah. But I know the first week was challenging
Right.
with the baby because I was also new to this, and there are sore nipples, and it is bit painful,
Yes,
and
yes.
then there is grudging also, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
can you tell me about these challenges and how can one tackle these problems?
See, actually, the biggest challenge that one has immediately, postpartum is that your hormones are all over the place. ठीक
Yeah.
है? मतलब आप खुद ही इतना ज़्यादा इमोशनली अनस्टेबल रहते हैं
Right.
उस टाइम पे and the moment the baby is crying everybody is telling you he's hungry,
Yeah.
so it becomes very overwhelming. So that is the biggest challenge.
Right.
Okay, and the most important thing is you are very unsure if the baby is, if the supply is enough, if the
Yes.
baby is latching well, and if the weight is all right, and
Right.
there are so many questions
Things.
around. So the first thing is have some faith in yourself. Okay, that is the most important thing. Your body is definitely going to respond to your baby.
Right.
Okay, so as and when the baby demands, you just breastfeed. Okay,
Right.
don't think about all the calculations कि अभी जा रहा है नहीं जा रहा है कितना जा रहा है. Just make sure that the latch is correct so that it is not painful.
Yeah.
Right, because once breastfeeding, mothers start associating pain with breastfeeding, it becomes very difficult.
Yeah.
So first and the most important thing is to correct the latch.
Mm-hmm.
Once the latch is correct, half your problems are going to solve. So it
Okay.
is very important that you see what is working for you, try different positions,
Right.
see in which position you are the most comfortable.
Comfortable.
It's not necessary that somebody else is more comfortable in a football hole,
Right.
so that will work for you also. It's
Okay.
not like that. You can try different positions, different techniques, but ensure that latch is correct. So half your problems will just go.
Right. And I remember that when I was, breastfeeding my newborn baby, at that time, I always felt that, if my supply is sufficient or not.
Yeah.
So, because of that, some mothers also give top feed, which is
Yeah.
also called as formula, right?
Yeah.
So, can you tell me, is there a way to see if the supply is sufficient?
Yeah, see, there are two most important parameters because there is, realistically speaking, there is no way to see how much milk the baby is taking through breast.
Right,
Right?
right.
So there are two very important parameters. First is urine output.
Okay,
The baby should be passing at least 6 to 7 urines in 24 hours.
okay,
Okay?
right.
And the other thing is weight gain.
Yeah,
3 months of एज तक बच्चे को हर हफ्ते 150 to 200 ग्राम्स वेट गेन करना चाहिए.
ठीक है.
अगर ये दो पैरामीटर्स सही जा रहे हैं तो
हाँ.
देन जस्ट डोंट थिंक अबाउट एनीथिंग एल्स.
Okay,
Okay, because that is the single most important thing that will tell you that okay fine the baby is taking some. Because see exclusive breastfeeding बच्चा है, अगर वो sufficient नहीं ले रहा तो उसका weight कैसे बढ़ेगा.
but I have seen कि मतलब even if you are breastfeeding and baby का weight gain भी हो रहा है normally, but still baby is just holding on to the mother, cluster feeding, so it feels that we are not able to supply much, and sometimes breasts also feel empty. So
Yeah.
at that time, what do you suggest? What should mothers do to manage that situation?
See, actually, I'll tell you what, cluster feeding developmental milestones के साथ में आती है. जैसे ही
Okay.
बच्चे का growth spurt आएगा, वैसे ही उसके साथ में cluster feeding भी आती है. But it is, it's a phase. Okay. It is your baby's, way to tell your body that okay, I am in a growth spurt phase.
Okay.
I need more milk.
Right.
So the more he feeds, the more milk the body will produce. Okay. So it's all a beautiful engagement between the body and the baby.
Right, right.
So it's just that it's a phase. You just have to think कि okay fine, I just have to get
Yeah.
through with this. Okay.
Right, right.
So that is there with cluster feeding. And the other thing is जो आपने कहा ना कि breast feel very light. So see breast tightness, heaviness, ये सब कोई बहुत significant criteria नहीं है in terms of output. Okay. Your breast can feel soft, still they have abundant milk supply.
Oh,
Okay, so it's just a
okay,
myth that
okay.
अगर breast heavy नहीं feel कर रहे हैं तो
Understood.
you have low milk supply. That is
Right,
not true.
right. And just want our viewers to know what is cluster feeding. So it is like babies constantly holding up to your breast for maybe hours, or they are just not leaving it even if they are full, and they will only leave it when they are sleeping. And at that time it's very difficult to break the latch. So all mothers can relate. Even someone who's having a second baby, they would relate it when they had their first baby. Another thing which I wanted to discuss with you is that, I had also given my child a formula feed. Okay. So because at that time maybe I was not much aware, and I felt that at least till 5 months I had given 80-90% it was breastfeed and 10% it was formula feed, because as a working professional sometimes it gets very difficult to feed the baby, right? So wanted to understand your thoughts on formula feed. Is it healthy? Is it okay? What do you think?
See, actually, like you said,
Yeah.
अगर कुछ ऐसे circumstances हैं because of which you are not able to fulfill the baby's
Right.
demands, okay,
Right.
and that can be some medical reason,
Hmm.
your recovery, or if you have to work, if you have to start work, very soon after birth, okay. Some people do have those kind of
Yeah.
challenges. Then it is fine. But I am not pro let's normalize formula feeding.
Of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Because see what happens ना, कई बार moms जिनका supply में कोई issue नहीं होता है, ठीक है, still just with the thought process कि मैं अगर formula feed नहीं दूंगी तो बच्चे का weight gain नहीं होगा, मैं अगर formula feed नहीं दूंगी तो बच्चा लंबा लंबा सोएगा नहीं. So all these things, just make a mom who is otherwise producing enough to again get into her head कि okay fine एक आध बार तो चलता है. But just try to understand कि जो एक feed भी आप अपने breast से नहीं दे रहे हैं उसको, that is like I said कि it's all about demand and supply. So that much quantity baby is not taking from you, so eventually it leads to decrease in production, right? And see, it's like your breast milk is magical, right? It is going to produce different substances at different times of the day.
Yeah.
Okay, like you must have heard. So आप कौन सा टाइम पे उसको फीडिंग कराने की जगह फॉर्मूला फीडिंग करा रहे हो, उससे उस बच्चे को उस टाइम पे जो रिक्वायर्ड न्यूट्रिशन है वो क्या मिल रहा है क्या नहीं मिल रहा है. So it all varies a lot, right? So my advice is don't get into that peer pressure of कि हमें तो कराना ही पड़ेगा फॉर्मूला फीडिंग. Okay, you focus on breastfeeding as much as possible.
Okay, understood. And other thing is that, for a working mother, she has to return to work, but she also wants to, keep on breastfeeding her baby. So is it okay to pump the, breastfeed and give it to the baby through bottles?
Absolutely.
Or should she, just stop feeding the baby after 6 months? What do you suggest?
No, see, first of all, you should breastfeed the baby till 2 years of age.
Okay.
And it is absolutely okay to be pumping. In fact, you should invest in a good pump if you're going to join work, right?
Right.
Because a pump is like your friend. Okay,
Yeah.
it's there to help you, right? Whenever you are, suppose you are going to start working, let's say in the next month. So 2-3 weeks prior to that, आप एक routine बनाइए.
Yeah.
That okay, fine, these are the hours that I'll be working. So I need to ensure that okay, everything starts running smoothly beforehand itself. Whoever is going to take care of the baby when you're not there, just delegate them that okay, fine, you assume that I'm at work.
Yeah.
Okay, so that you are also looking after things that okay, fine, when I'm not there, how things are going to be managed.
Right.
So आपको भी थोड़ा सा sense of comfort रहेगा that okay, fine, I've left the baby there, but I know that things are being taken care of, right?
Absolutely.
And regarding pumping, see, just have a word with your supervisor or whoever is there in charge, so that you tell them that okay, fine, I'm coming back to work, but I still want to breastfeed my baby, so that they can also be supportive.
Yes.
And you can ensure that you have a space where you can maybe pump.
Right.
Right. So these kind of conversations are important.
Absolutely.
Right. But otherwise, if you plan properly, there is no reason that you should be stopping breastfeeding just because you're joining work.
Understood. That brings a lot of clarity. So my next question to you is, if someone has a lower milk supply, okay, so are there any herbs or medication which can increase the supply of this breast milk, or is it just a myth?
See, actually, a proper diet which is protein forward and good hydration. Let's say at least 3 liters of water in 24 hours. They are critical for your breast milk supply. Other than that, some people say that methi dana, shatavari, all these things, they might help, but they are not magical drinks. And there is just no scientific evidence that they are for sure helping with the milk supply. Right? And some moms are here saying कि पहले मैं अपना कुछ अच्छा खा पी के अपना मिल्क सप्लाई बढ़ा लूँ फिर मैं बच्चे को फीडिंग कराऊंगी. So you are, your approach is wrong. Single most important thing for increasing the milk supply is the more you feed, the more milk supply will be there.
Okay.
You can either pump, you can feed, but the idea is to take the milk out of the body. Okay. आप जितना ज़्यादा वो करेंगे उसी से बढ़ेगा milk supply. These all can help, but they are not, going to directly impact.
Okay, understood. So now my last question to you is not as an expert, I think you should answer, but as a fellow mom. So anyone who has failed the breastfeeding, she's not able to, she has done everything and it's not there. So obviously there is a mom guilt. So any message for them?
See, regardless of what you're feeding or how you're feeding your baby, you're still the single most important person in your baby's life, right? The best thing that you can do for your child is to just be there,
Right.
and to be happy. Okay, so if due to n number of circumstances that can happen which are not under your control, you could not feed, some or the other thing happened,
Yeah.
it is fine, but do give it your best shot, right?
Right.
You just try your best. That okay, later on हमें ये thought नहीं आना चाहिए कि यार ये और कर लिया होता तो शायद there was some scope of improvement.
Right.
Otherwise, if you have done everything, just don't feel guilty about it. Things happen, but just be happy and be there for the baby.
That's such a beautiful thought, Dr. Yashoti. So, see, breastfeeding is a journey. Okay, sometimes it can be messy, it can be beautiful, and it is deeply personal. So, there is no one size fits all approach for breastfeeding, and there is no perfect way to do it. So, I hope today's conversation must have helped these new moms or moms to be, or who is going to be a second time mother, helped, to feel them supported, seen, and empowered. So, whether you are breastfeeding, bottle feeding, or just figuring it out, this conversation will help you. So, any concluding words from your side, Dr. Yashoti?
Yes, I just want to say that breastfeeding is the one thing that only you can do for the baby. Rest, everybody else can do, everything else, right?
Right.
From diaper change to, making the baby go to sleep, everything else somebody else can do, right?
Right.
But the breastfeeding is the one thing that only moms can do for the
Yeah.
baby. So you should, 100% try for it. If something happens that you are not able to do it, some problem, some complication, some circumstance was such that you could not do, please don't feel guilty about it. Just be happy and, just bond with the baby. That's the best thing.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Yashoti, for your warmth, honest, and sweet conversation with all our viewers. And all the mamas out there, you are doing an amazing, amazing job, and we see you. Thank you so much.